Assalamu alaikum everyone, and Ramadan Mubarak. The Royal College of Psychiatrists have recently shown that there's been a massive increase in mental health issues across the country, with record numbers of young people being referred to mental health services. Some of this has come about because of the last 2 years of living in a pandemic. COVID has caused massive hardship, especially amongst some of the poorest in our communities and those in low-paid jobs. But without a doubt, the group that has been and continues to be affected the most is the women, and especially mothers. Mothers who have had to go out to work in incredibly difficult circumstances whilst caring for their children and their homes. We've all experienced a sense of loneliness at times during the last 2 years. But we need to recognise that many women experience this isolation all the time. Many have got no friendship networks and have had to rely on voluntary organisations for support, many of which have had to close because of funding issues. Women have been hit the hardest by inflation, food inflation, fuel inflation, heating costs, and the whole cost of living crisis. Basic necessities are becoming unaffordable, and many are having to make that decision as to whether they should buy food for their children and put food on the table or keep their house warm. So why is this part of my Ramadan reminder? What does this have to do with the blessed month? And actually, where do we as Muslims and Islam come into all of this? As human beings, we are designed to coexist with other people. Islam is about community and society. So many times the Quran reminds us, humanity is but a single brotherhood. We made you into nations and tribes, and a reminder that we must hold fast by the covenant of God all together and be not disunited. So especially during the blessed month, it is our duty to try and alleviate at least some of the hardship of those around us. Remember the hadith? He is not a believer whose stomach is filled while his neighbour goes hungry. As Muslims, we are very good at sharing meals during the month, inviting family and friends into our homes. But this Ramadan, let's not forget the simple, yet increasingly rare act of checking in on our immediate neighbours. Something we were doing really well during the pandemic and the lockdown. Let's not let that kindness and that compassion disappear as we return to some semblance of normality. Let us continue that sense of community that the pandemic revealed and continue to work towards bettering our communities for everyone. And perhaps, more importantly, we need to think about the changes that we need to make to create a fairer and more caring society for everyone.